Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we are going to be creating a dark style button, basically. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to use our some of these shadows and stuff that we have learned, and we're going to create a style for our button. And we're going to create two types of buttons. There's going to be a circular button and a capsule button, and we're going to use those within our app. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go to controls one more time and command N to add a new file. And once again, I'm going to choose Swift file. And here we're going to simply say dark style background. Okay, now first let's create our generic dark background. So import from SwiftUI. And then we're going to create our struct. Now this is going to be a generic that's going to accept a shape. And we're going to get few things. We're going to get is highlighted. Basically, if we need to convert this into a toggle or something, that we can use is highlighted. But we also gonna use is highlighted for the pressed state. So when user actually presses on a button, then we're gonna see how we can actually reproduce that effect and show user that button is depressed state, like when or when it's pressed and it looks different. The light effect is different, so we can actually change the shadow effect for that to sort of achieve that depressed button state. Okay, so we're gonna create that. Let's create another variable for shape. And we're gonna get a start point and end point for our gradient. Okay, and those are a few things that we're gonna use. And now let's go ahead and create a body. So because ultimately this is a view, and we're gonna create a C stack first, and we're gonna check if is highlighted, if the button is highlighted, and or if the view is highlighted. So we're gonna use this in button, so you're gonna see it in a minute. So what we're gonna say is, if it's highlighted, then take the shape and fill it with a linear gradient. So linear gradient, and we're gonna use the overload that has gradient. So we're gonna take gradient colors that we have supplied, start point and end point. Okay, and now we're gonna start applying those shadow effects to this. So shadow, we're gonna use the overload that takes color, and color is gonna be color dot black dot opacity 0.2, radius is 10, and x and y are -5 and -5. Then cast another shadow on a different direction. So once again, color, opacity is going to be 0.7 this time, same radius, 2 and 2 for x and y. Okay, so that's actually going to be our highlighted state. Now for the regular state, when button is not pressed, you're going to say shape dot fill. So let's use same thing. I'm going to copy and paste that. There we go. And what we need is basically we only need to change the shadow. So This is gonna be okay, this is gonna be okay. So we're gonna change this to 5 and 5, and this one we're gonna change it to -2 and -2. Okay, so that's our background. All right, now let's go ahead and create our button style. So we're gonna create struct dark button style. It's gonna take colors. Start and end point, and some padding. Okay, and then we're gonna call our make body function, and now here we're gonna say configuration dot label. Okay, and we're gonna first add a padding to this, do whatever padding that's been supplied to us. Content shape. Okay, okay, there we go. Content shape, it's gonna be circle. Okay, and then we can apply the background of dark style background that we have created. Okay, and we're gonna supply is highlighted is basically going to be configuration dot is pressed. Okay, so when button is pressed, this property is set, so we can actually supply that. And for this one, we're gonna simply say it's gonna be a circle, because the shape, the content shape that we are defining is circle. We're gonna have colors and start point and end point. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be our circular button. And let's create a, so let me rename this. So dark circle button, and we're also going to create another, this one is going to be a capsule. Okay, and the shape is going to be capsule and capsule. There we go. All right, awesome. So let's go ahead and try this out. So I'm gonna basically, do we have a button? I think we had a button, right? Okay, we don't have a button. All right, so let's create a button. All right, let's use the overload with. Okay, we can actually create simple overload my button dot action. So this is the action part, and then we can say button style dark capsule button style, and we can give this some color. So we're gonna say color dot blue and color dot dark bluish. We're gonna give a start point top leading, maybe top leading, and bottom trailing. Okay, with padding maybe about 20. Okay, let's go ahead and run this and see if we have our button created with a design. So if you notice, so I know this is actually okay. Let me put these in. We stack. Okay, so let's go ahead and rerun this. And what we're gonna see is this button right here. And if you notice, when I press it, there's a pressed state, and the way light and the shadow changes, it looks like button is actually pressed inside a liquid or a soft surface. So if you notice, that's the effect that we are trying to get to. And what we can do is you can actually even give a foreground color white, so it looks a little bit nicer. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, so that's the kind of button that we are actually looking for. Circular button is gonna be it's gonna look similar. Now you can actually very well apply a bluish or a different color. So let me show you the bluish and this dark blue, and let me show you a different variation of red and pink. Okay, so let's try these two, and there we go. As you can see, those two colors actually work as well. Okay, so this is it for this video. In the next video, we're gonna create a Neumorphic style progress bar, and then or after that, our last control, Neumorphic checkbox, and then we're gonna be done with all the controls, and we're gonna start using those controls into our views. Okay, so I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.